What's up, party people, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to have a fun little laid-back testing video. Today we're going to be testing out some new Profusion Cosmetics makeup. And I feel like Profusion has improved the quality of their makeup dramatically. Like, I feel like they've always been known as that very cheap, hit or miss kind of brand that was more often than not a bunch of misses. And don't get me wrong, I feel like there are a lot of inconsistencies and discrepancies within their formulas. Like, you'll look at one eyeshadow palette that's super high quality and just amazing, and then they'll have another palette that's a little bit cheaper that's a completely different formula, and it performs the way like something you would get at the Dollar Tree does. It's just like, you did both of these. But nonetheless, I feel like lately they've been doing a killer job. They have been knocking it out of the ballpark. So I have the new Mirage Palette. This is $13. I will have everything I'm talking about linked below. This is me in a palette. I have no words. Yeah, I have some glitter eyeliners. I have a regular black liquid eyeliner. I have a new mascara. They just came out with new false lashes. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and get started and just play. So if you like videos like this, then make sure you give it a thumbs up so that I know to do more. And if you haven't already, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and please turn your notification bell on. I've had some people tell me that they've been subscribed and they're not seeing my videos in their news feed, so please turn that bell on so that you never miss an upload from me. And without further ado, let's just play. I like how I said that. Further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and prime with the Makeup Revolution Prime and Lock, and everything that I'm using will be linked below. So yeah, I'm super excited. Today is Halloween, by the way, and I have literally nothing to show for it. Okay, so going into the Mirage palette, I'm gonna take these two matte, like skin tone nude kind of shades up there, and just set my eye primer down. One's like a peachy color and one's more yellow. I just want to get use out of both of them. But from what I've tried of this palette, the shadows are so high quality. They're so pigmented, but not overly pigmented. They're very easy to work with. So I think I'm gonna go into this light tan shade right here. They actually have names on them, but let's try to figure out what the name is. So yeah, this one's called Outgoing. So that's really cool that it has the shade names on the back. That's bougie. Okay, Profusion. Yeah, I'm just gonna put this from the inner corner to the outer corner of the crease and let this be like my peekaboo shade. So it's gonna be the highest peeking out shade. That is beautiful. I think I'm gonna go into, I have no direction right now. I'm gonna go into this shade right here called Fuego, which is just a matte orange. That's so pretty. It's so rich and just, ugh. I'm gonna start this in the outer V and then work this into the lower portion of the crease. So we're keeping that first light tan shade highest. Oh, this is so pretty. I honestly have no idea what I'm gonna create today, but it's gonna be good. Like, I kind of want to stray away from the idea that I originally had, because originally I want to go with this shade right here called Nightfall, which is one of those really pretty like duochrome, like shifting kind of shades. It looks like, anyway. I haven't used it, but it looks like Glass Bull from ColourPop, which is like my favorite shade. It looks a little bit more toned down maybe, but I thought that'd be really pretty to pair with the reds in the palette. But it's Halloween and I'm feeling very orangey and very witchy. And I also kind of want to try this glitter down here. It's like a coppery bronze glitter. Okay, so I think I am going to kind of sway into the more orange territory. I mean, sway. We've already swung into it. But I think I am going to go into that glitter later just to test out the glitter formula, because I feel like that's a really tricky formula to do. But I do want to incorporate a little more red into the look, just because I put on a red shirt for that very purpose. We have to match, people. So now let's go into this red right here called Marsala, and this is such a beautiful red. So I'm gonna stick this in the outer V mostly, and then like the socket of the crease just like in the outer half. So I'm not gonna bring this all the way in, and I do want that orange to show up, so I'm not gonna cover up too much of the orange. Look at that. It's so true to tone. Oh my god. Most red tone shades on me either turn like a dark plum, like if there's like a purple pigment in there, or they turn brown. So they don't actually hold up that really pretty red shade that they are in the pan. And these actually do. Like, these are actually true to pan, and oh my god, I'm obsessed with them. So I'm gonna go into this shade right here, which I wouldn't wear on its own just because I'm not really into this shade. I mean, as of yet. But I'm gonna go into this one right here called Topaz, which is a shimmery, almost like a tangerine orange. So I'm just gonna put this on my lid. I'm just gonna take this on my finger. So there's what it looks like. That's really pretty, but I have to stay away from shades like this just because it just doesn't pair well with my undertone. But I'm just gonna use this as the base for that glitter, just so it has a color to stick to. So I'm just gonna put this from the inner corner to the center to meet up that red. This is fiery. Like, this is actually kind of pretty. I didn't think I'd like this, but it's not too orange because you got that red in there to kind of counteract it and to balance it out. But as far as the formula goes, super pigmented, very buttery. Okay, so let's see how this bad boy does on its own without any kind of glitter glue. So yeah, this shade is called Mirage. Let's try it with my finger first. I'm just gonna put it right on top of that shimmer that we just laid down. So there's what it looks like when you swatch it. Very metallic, very shiny. That is, that's beautiful. So I'm glad that I put that color on underneath as a base, because I mean, this is pigmented, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I would probably have to use a lot more product if it didn't have anything underneath. So on the other side, I'm actually gonna try it with a brush to see if it works better. I'm just gonna take on a brush like this, just a flat defining type brush. So I don't know if you guys can see, but it looks very, like the way it picked up the product, it looks very like spaced out. Like it's just not as full on of a swatch as what it was on my finger. So let's just go in and pack this on the same way. I'm gonna get some more on the brush. I'm gonna wet it this time and see if that makes a difference, because I can still see that base peeking through because it's not, I feel like, fully covering it up. And the glitter itself is so dimensional. Like there's so many different colors within it. Like it looks like there's purple, looks like there's pink, there's gold. It's just, whoa, that is so nice. So I feel like I see the different dimensional reflex in it with the brush. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I wet it. So I'm gonna go back in on the other side, because I mean, this is very pigmented, but I feel like it actually laid it down a little bit smoother with the brush. So let's just go back in and just do the same thing. Just make it symmetrical. Okay, there's what we're looking like so far. That is so, so pretty. I'm really anxious to try the other ones now, because there's also a gold and then there's like a raspberry purple. So yeah, we will definitely try that eventually. So I'm gonna go into my inner corner highlight now. Let's see. Let's just take this one right here at the top. This is called Dazzle. It's just a basic champagne. So I'm just gonna put this right here. I may go in with something else later, I'm not sure. So that's a really pretty shade. It'd be really pretty on its own. Wow, that's beautiful. Actually, you know, let's go into just a little bit of this gold shade right here called Zenith. I'm not gonna wet the brush this time. I'm just gonna top off that champagne. I'm just gonna kind of like swing this up into the eyelid shade just so it all really fuses together. You know, honestly, this kind of looks like Trophy Wife from Fenty. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back into that mixture that I used to set my eye primer and use that to do my little brow bone thing. All right, all right, all right. So I am really enjoying this. Like, it's so warm and Halloweeny and fall-y and just witchy. Like, I'm in it. So now let's move on to some eyeliner. So they just came out with this new Wing It Super Fine eyeliner. So I have the shade Black Noir. So this has a super fine tip. Like, it's so tiny. It reminds me of the Wet n Wild one. So yeah, it's super black. It's fairly easy to work with. I will say, like, it's super easy to get a very fine, like, thin line, which is awesome if you have small or hooded eyes. You can't do a thick line. But the little tip is very flexible, so it's very easy to make a mistake, I feel like. Like, you just have to really take your time and get used to it, because the size is a little different than what we're used to, but it makes a really nice sharp wing. It makes a really nice sharp line. But I'm gonna go ahead and draw a little line on top, and I can't talk while I'm doing this, so be right back. As far as how it covered up the glitter and whatnot, like, you have to be careful with some liners. If they're not pigmented enough, then they actually just end up kind of lifting off the glitter, or the glitter is just too powerful for it to cover up. It does cover up the glitter after about 2 layers, so it is pretty pigmented. I would say this isn't a super matte finish. It does have a slight bit of gloss to it. You can combat that with just like a black eyeshadow on top, but it's a pretty good liner. It's very long lasting. I don't feel like it breaks down throughout the day. I've worn this pretty much every single day for the past week and a half or so, or the days that I have worn makeup. I think I'm really gonna learn to love this liner, because the more I use it, the easier it gets. So I think I'm gonna put on the Bling It On glitter eyeliner in the shade Gold Rush. But here's what the tip looks like. It's just a fine little tip. I've honestly not invested a whole lot into glitter liners. I'm not really into them, but I've actually been enjoying kind of cutting out my crease with glitter liners, or with this one in particular. I'm gonna kind of start where that gold is in the very inner corner. I'm gonna start there and then just kind of drag it into the socket, but I'm not gonna go all the way out. I'm just gonna stop about in the center. So I really like that. Like, I was afraid it was gonna be too much glitter, but yeah, I really like how it just kind of connects that gold in the inner corner, and it just looks like it's a sprout of the inner corner. So that's really cool. Also, I forgot to mention that both liners I just talked about, the glitter and just the original Wing It liner, these are both $4. So moving on to some mascara. So I have the Lash Out Loud mascara. This is also $4, and this has kind of like an hourglass shape to it, and it looks like it has fibers in it. And I've worn this 1 or 2 times before, and it really doesn't do a whole lot. It's a very dry formula, and I personally don't like fiber formulas because I have contacts. I'm really going to try to build it up today. I actually have tried it with my lash primer from L'Oreal, and even that doesn't really help us a whole lot, so I don't think this is the best formula. I feel like Profusion hasn't really done mascaras very well. But it says it's supposed to give you length, volume, and lift. It's equipped with buildable fibers that you can actually see. Blah, blah, blah. That's pretty much all it says. Okay, so there's one layer. It definitely has a tendency to look spidery, but it definitely lacks in the volume and fullness department. So yeah, there's what one layer looks like. So I think I'm gonna actually let this dry a little bit because I said it's a dry formula. It's really not that dry. When you apply it, it turns out to be kind of wet. So yeah, be careful with that. I'm gonna go over to the other side and apply one layer here, and then I'll come back once it dries and do a second layer. Okay, so here's 2 layers and here's 1 layer. So it did give more thickness, I guess, with the 2 layers, but it starts getting very clumpy and spidery, and I don't like this stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera and finish up my face and do my brows and stuff like that, and I'll come back and I'll do the lower lashes, and then also we will apply the false lashes and see how those go. So I will be right back. Okay, totally digging my look today. There's lots of stuff going on, and I'm just kind of into all of it. So if you're wondering what I'm wearing on the rest of my face, it'll all be linked below. I also forgot to mention for my highlighter, I decided to pull into this Profusion Blush and Glow Blush and Glow Volume 1 palette. I use these 2 highlighters down here, and that is what's going on right there. But yeah, everything else will be linked below. So I'm gonna go back into that first transition shade that we used on a little round bullet brush, and this is gonna be our smoky shade. Makes me really upset that I'm not going anywhere tonight because I'm gonna be wearing false lashes. If I put on false lashes, you better take me somewhere. Show me off, put me on your arm, like I wanna be your arm candy, like I need some attention. Let's go into the orange. I don't want to put too much of this on my lower lash line just because orange just kind of washes me out a little bit, but I do want a little bit just to tie it into the top. So I'm just going to put this right at the root, and I'm going to bring this all the way in. I'm going to go back in and smudge that out just a little bit with that first brush. And then I'm going to go into the matte red, and I'm going to keep this on the outer half of the lash line. I'm just going to take whatever residue is left over on my inner corner brush. Let's get a little bit more. Let's just kind of connect the inner corner to that lash line. Like, if I weren't me, I'd flirt with me. So we're going to go into mascara for the lower lash. So I'm just going to use that same Profusion mascara. And I will say, even though it has fibers in it, from just the amount of time that I've worn it, I haven't experienced the fibers like falling into my eyes, so that's a good thing. This is just, yeah, I don't like the way this is working for the lower lashes. I'm actually gonna go in with my lash comb, and let's just go underneath and kind of pull out any excess. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. So now let's move on to some lashes. So yeah, once I put these on, there's no going back. I've got to go out somewhere. So these are the Iconic 3D Foam Ink Lashes. This is in the style Oh Darling. So you get 5 pairs in here. Yeah, 5 pair for $7. And they have 2 different styles. They have these, and then they have big T's. So yeah, you do get some glue in here as well. So I'm going to try that glue just to see how well it works. I usually like the brush-on adhesive, but here's what this style looks like. They're very full and just very pretty. Okay, so I will say they're kind of losing their shape. Like after I pulled them off the little tray, like the more I mess with them, they kind of straighten out a little bit. So they're kind of losing that curve. Okay, I can't get the inner corner to lay down. I don't know if this is user error or if it's the lashes or the glue, but oh. Okay, I've pulled those off. I'm gonna retry that in just a second. So I'm gonna move on to the other side, and I'm gonna try a different glue because I don't know if it's the lashes, like the shape of them where they're too straight, or if I applied too much glue and it's just kind of gummy and it's just wanting to slide everywhere. So I'm gonna go in with just some Ardell stuff. She's on! Those are really, really pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna try the Profusion Lash Glue again, but I think what I'm gonna try to do, just so I have more control, is put on my hand. Or actually I may like get some on my hand and then take my tweezers and apply it like that. I really don't like lash glue in a tube anymore. I know everyone loves that stuff, like from Ardell in the tube. I like the brush on so much better. All right, they're down, but I'm not fully convinced that they're actually gonna stay on this side anyway. So yeah, the lash glue, I'm saying it's a no-go. So yeah, the lashes are really pretty. They're very fluffy and they look you know, like an Ardell kind of wispy shape. But I feel like these wouldn't be the type of lashes that would be very long standing. Like I feel like you would probably get like 1 or 2 uses out of them. I don't think they're gonna be very reusable. But as far as how they feel, like this side feels really nice. It feels very comfortable. Yeah, I mean, $7 for 5 pairs, that's a really good deal, especially if you just wanna kinda get your feet wet with false lashes. You just wanna play with a few and, you know, you're not really investing a whole lot. So, I mean, not bad. I love the Mirage palette. This palette is seriously so amazing. It's honestly one of the best palettes I've tried in a really long time. It inspires me. Like I feel like I haven't been inspired this much with the palette in a really long time. I love the shade selection. I love the variety, the finishes. I'm just so overly impressed with this. So yeah, this gets 2 A+, like A++ for me. I love the glitter liner. And like I said, I've never dabbled in doing like a little glitter liner cut crease thing. And I'm so digging it, and I feel like it's so festive, and it's just so, I don't know, it's just so different, and I love the way it pairs with this look. It doesn't fade off, it doesn't flake off, it stays put all day long. Like it actually has longevity, and you wouldn't really expect it from something that's like $4. So I'm super excited about this. The Wing It liner, the more I use it, the more I love it. Like I said, there is a little bit of a learning curve with it because you have to kind of get used to how flexible the little tiny tip is. And I feel like we're more accustomed to the longer felt tip liquid liners that we have a little bit more control with. But it makes a really nice line. It's really jet black. Yeah, the only thing I really don't approve of is the mascara. This is just a goopy, clumpy, gaumy mess. I don't recommend this at all. So yeah, that is it for this little testing video, my little trial run with some Profusion Cosmetics stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, if you like videos like this where I just sit down and test out some new makeup with you, then please give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next one. Mwah.